terrifying car arson, where the baby Kate had been taking care of had been kidnapped. Skylar brought an impressive combination of toughness and compassion to the work. Immediately, he stood and scanned his ominous calendar for a meeting he might have forgotten. "Skylar, hi. I hope you're here to tell me that Kate has had a breakthrough about the car fire and who might have abducted baby Chloe. I could use some good news." Kate Montgomery had been found unconscious near her car, which someone had caused to catch fire. An empty infant car seat and baby blanket had been found close to the vehicle, but no baby. The child's mother was found dead in her own car, not too far away from the scene. Kate was beginning to get her memory back, slowly. She recalled Chloe and her mother, but not the circumstances between them. Why had Kate been driving the infant, and to where? Who had wanted to harm them? Who had murdered Chloe's mother? The investigation had been slow going, but Tyson felt they were close to solving the mysteries that would lead to baby Chloe's whereabouts. Skylar's green eyes widened, and he suddenly realized that maybe it was odd for someone to launch straight into a question about a case like that, instead of asking her how she was, or trying to make small talk about the lovely fall weather. But he'd never been one for small talk, and couldn't remember the last time he thought about anything other than work. "No, sorry," Skylar said. "But I'm hopeful that the memory specialist who Kate is working with now is getting her closer to fully remembering what happened." Tyson nodded. The need to be patient about that case was also wearing on him. "And I'm sorry to drop in like this," she added. "But I'm struggling with a difficult case, and as someone who used to be on the Denver beat yourself, I wondered if you had a moment." Tyson glanced at Echo. The dog settled his head back on his paws and closed his eyes again. Looked like he was content to put off his walk and dinner a little longer. "Absolutely," he said. "Thank you." Skylar walked into his office and sat down in a chair as he waved her toward it. Serious green eyes fixed on his face, and despite the fatigue and stress pressing down upon him, he felt himself sit up straighter. "What can I do for you?" Skylar blew out a long breath, and he had the odd impression she'd been rehearsing her words on the drive over. Maybe longer. "A senior on the local high school football team died early this morning of an accidental drug overdose," she said. "This kid was as clean as the day is long, Tyson. He had no idea what he was taking, and he only took half the pill. The buddy who passed it to him thought it was just a run-of-the-mill painkiller he'd gotten from his parents' medicine cabinet, and had no idea it was laced with way stronger stuff. Kid didn't even make it to the hospital." Despite the number of tragedies and deaths Tyson had seen, both as a military ranger and cop, he still felt the news of the young man's loss right in the gut. "How is that even possible?" he asked. "Counterfeit painkillers are the #1 street drug we're dealing with right now," the cop said. Urgency permeated her voice. "We're talking the accidental deaths of construction workers, athletes, injured military vets, and people like the dad of the kid who had the pills on him. That man was working a factory job and got a bottle of pills off his supervisor because he couldn't afford to take time off to go to see the doctor. And now, a friend of his son is dead." Tyson sucked in a painful breath. His eyes rose to the picture of his old ranger unit up on his wall and the young men he'd served his country alongside of. Some had come home to do incredible things with their lives. 4 of them, Nelson Rivers, Ben Sawyer, Lucas Hudson, and Gavin Walker, were now K-9 officers and members of his team. But others had really struggled, and getting hooked on meds was part of it. "It's fraud, Tyson," Skylar said. She leaned forward, and he watched as Echo's ears perked at attention, as if his K-9 partner understood the importance of what Skylar was talking about. "It's a bait and